Hi there. I was just thinking about darkness. I was noticing that I was using dark and darkness in a lot of the titles of my videos on this channel lately. And I'm afraid that might give people the wrong idea. And I wanted to explain what I mean by darkness and how I approach the unseen and the currently unknown. In the landscape that I'm prescribing or describing in my videos lately, there's the areas that I understand, and that's the only one perspective I can really use, or that humanity understands through the education and inquiry that is provided, inquiry of others, and then education that is provided, and then accepted. And typically that tends to be a verifiable evidence, so a very empirical exploration of the universe that adds to things. And what that does is, it's kind of like, for me, it's kind of like a dark house. You know, this is a greenhouse full of glass, but imagine a place that's not like this at all, that's opaque walls, you know, this dark stuff covering everywhere perhaps, and you can't see. Now you start off in one little room, and there's a little candle, and you got a lot of light, and you can see what's around in the room, and you can see that there's some walls and some furnishings and things like that. And that's where I currently stand in my life, 50 years of age, and there's a little light shining. Maybe that light came into being through the simply awakening into consciousness at birth. And then I can begin to glimmer stuff, I can begin to perceive stuff and bring it in, and I can know a little bit about what's around me. Now I can see that there's doors, maybe several doors in the room that lead off into elsewhere. And those doors are, perhaps they're open, and I can see the blackness within, but I can't see what's in there yet. I don't know what's in there. And there's two approaches. That's where I kind of, the position I'm in right now in my life, and I think everybody is. We have what we know and what we don't know, and what we don't know is the dark areas of the map, the unexplored rooms. And there are, what the heck is that? Big old spider over there. Anyway, I won't get distracted by spiders. The one approach is to look at what we have around us and then make speculative ideas, speculative conclusions about what's in the other rooms without actually going in and having a look. Or maybe we can't get in there. Maybe there's something barring the way. Maybe there's a doorway that's way up on the ceiling, and we can't get up there. There's no ladder, no way to get up there. So at this time, we can't get up there. So we don't know what's up there. But we could maybe guess about what's up there and say what's up there. That approach doesn't work for me. I don't like that one bit. Unless there was some evidence coming through that window. Maybe there was a growling up there. And that could maybe say there's something up there that's growling. There's something alive. Possibly dangerous, because growling things tend to be dangerous in my experience. I mean, like the little Tasmanian devil I saw last week. Yeah, the big sign. Little tiny thing, but a big sign that said, "Don't get your fingers down there," and it was eating a kangaroo limb. Wow. So that's the kind of thing. So this room I'm in the room, and I've got this little candle, and it's shining, the light's flickering around, and I can see a little bit here and there. And oh, here comes the guy. And I can see just a little bit about what's going on. This is the guy. Konnichiwa! Oh, go on. Okay, I better move on out of here. So I can see a little bit about what's going on here and there. Let's move out into the rain. So moving out from the safety zone, right? And I begin to move in this case, I'm moving from a dry place to a wet place. But what I want to do is move from a light place into the dark place. And maybe I've been so blessed, to use a provocative term, is to have a little box of candles. You can get those here in Japan, little tiny box of candles. I use them with the Butsudan altar. And I carry them in my backpack sometimes when I'm hiking in a lighter, right? So as I move from one door, I move to the entrance, to the doorway of one of those rooms. And I begin to make my way in, and maybe I take a candle and light a little candle, and I move in, and it kind of illuminates what's in there. Now, I'm using my actual senses, as far as I can trust them, to discern what's in there, shining some light in, maybe reaching out and touching what I see, gain additional supportive evidence of what's really there. That's not an illusion, it's actually tactile. Maybe even trying to smell it or hear what's there as well, compounding the evidence for what's really there. And when I go into that room and I get a little bit, maybe I'll place the candle down. It'll burn in one corner of the room, and then I can go to the next corner of the room and add another candle and see what's there as well. And slowly I'm illuminating, literally, what's in the room and what is available to see, and adding to my certainty by using my other senses. That's all I have, really. That's the approach that I use in life. When I talk about being surrounded in darkness, to me it's not a darkness that is suffocating or deadening or dark or depressing. It is dark, but it's not depressing or anything. It's a darkness that is full of mystery. Mystery that I will attempt to apprehend and understand through actual inquiry or through reading about and listening to the words of others who have done explore. Maybe some other guy who's gone through another door, and he brought some candles and he illuminated what's in there. Now he comes back and tells me what he found. And maybe he has some abilities that I don't have. Maybe like he's like a physicist and can do the math, and he can get in. He knows the combination. Maybe the math is the key to open the door and go in. I can't do that because I can't. Maybe there's some rules. There's one person at a time, and everyone has to do the lock. I don't know, but I can't go in there. But I trust I trust them to. I wouldn't trust just one person saying that. But let's say that another came back and said, "Look what I found! I found something really cool in there. Maybe quantum entanglement in there. Something really weird, that's in there." But he comes back and says, or she comes back and says, "Hey, I found something really in there," and gets another person equally qualified, someone else who can unlock that knows the mathematics, and they go in and they peer review one another. They duplicate the evidence, and they say, "Yeah, indeed, there's quantum entanglement in there," just as Einstein found, and was it Planck and others, and it's been since been verified. Quantum entanglement really is real. You can actually take two things, separate them, two entangled quantum objects, separate them across the universe, and they somehow seem to interact in the way that Einstein called spooky interaction. It's really real. Now, I would take that, and if one guy came back and said that, I wouldn't know, I wouldn't necessarily believe it. I wouldn't, well, maybe I believe it. I'd say, wow, that's cool, an interesting idea. But if 2 or 4 or 5 peer-reviewed people came back and said, yeah, that quantum entanglement is in that room, I'd probably believe it, whether or not I saw it or not. See what I mean? Now let's come back to the thing up on the wall, the door on the wall that none of us can reach. I look up at that. This is where we get into the regions of religion and spirituality and faith and stuff like that. I look up there, that's just a darkness up there, and there's no growling coming out. There's no sound, there's no smell, there's nothing. It's just that's a dark area of the map. To me, I'm not eager to get up there. I wish I could find a ladder and get up there, and I'm eager to do that. But until I can do that, I'm not going to guess about what's up there. I mean, a guess is a guess. I mean, maybe I'll take a guess, but I won't take it too seriously. Maybe since there's nothing coming out of that, I'll guess there's nothing up there. There's nothing up there. And I'll go about my business in my life living as though there's nothing out there. That, to me, is the atheist position. It doesn't mean that there isn't anything up there. It's just that for all intents and purposes, nothing is coming out of there. No evidence is coming out that tell me that there is. So I operate my life as though there is. This is where the term atheist and agnostic sometimes kind of get mixed up. I don't think it's a clear-cut case in any case. Most of us are atheists about Zeus and the pantheon of gods. Most Japanese are atheists about the pantheon of gods that live around here. But we reserve. Well, we will reserve, a reasonable person will reserve enough doubt so that if something comes up that shows otherwise, they'll change their mind. So if the day comes, one of us, or me, or somebody figures out how to climb, not me, but because I'm afraid of heights, but somebody climbs up there and finds out what's in there, and they come back and they tell us, well, it's just another room full of this and that, maybe some strange things, and somebody go up and verify it, then we know what's up in that room. If someone goes up there and comes back and says, I found God up there, I'm going to treat it the same way the scientist who came back and said quantum entanglement. I'm going to say, really? Let's see, can we get some more evidence on that? Can we verify that in some way? And then someone else climbs up there, or maybe I get up there myself and I get to see it. Then I change my tune, right? So to me, the darkness is not something to cower and be frightened from. The darkness is a wonderful mystery. Maybe that's why, this channel started off as the Softy Papa Explorations channel, where I spend my time in the wilderness exploring off the map to try and find out what's out there. That's the same way I view the world in general. And when I use the word darkness, I'm not referring to a fearful dark. I'm referring to the unknown of the universe, whether there is light shining there or whether there is not, whether it's a thought at the back of my head that begs to be answered, or some unprobed element of the universe that perhaps I'm not even qualified to even formulate the question for. That's what I mean by darkness. And with that, I see, wow, I'm really running out of time here. I better stop. I'm going to thank you for dropping by to have a look. I think hopefully I've clarified a little bit about what I mean when I say exploring in dark places. And now I've got to explore back to work. Bye-bye, everybody. See you.